Yes, but in this case, I wrote read. If you see mistake, you can correct me, please.
Okay, that's fine. So it's like an article.
Yes, it's an article,
All
and I
right,
wrote that, and I don't know if I have mistake, so you will help me.
that's okay.
So we are alive, we are live,
Okay, awesome.
and we are going to start with Brian Bustos. He is another English partner for the junior coaches, and we are going to start with one activity of writing. So let's start.
Awesome. All right.
So again, thank you so much, Brian, for stay here and help us.
Not to worry. Go ahead and we'll get this. We'll get this started.
Okay, so this is my article.
Okay. Nice. The art. Okay.
Can I read or
Oh, sure. Go ahead if you want to read it out loud, and I'll follow along, and I'll make sure that everything flows well.
okay? The art, the art. When someone says that the word art, we interpret it as a group of artistic figures, sounds, or images which have a meaning and have a
Okay. Good up to there.
uh,
Communicative.
communicated ability that always transmit an idea and feeling. But now, this is only the meaning which the history is and is excuse me, the society
It's
has
okay. So we
assigned,
can. Yeah.
and a lot of people has tried to search another meaning that complement their inspiration.
Okay. Well, it's a pretty good start there. I would just start off in the first sentence when it says, when someone says, like we could change said, change it to says.
Okay,
If you want to make it, I would say continuous in that case. We could also say mentions, but that's okay. When someone says the word art, we could put, do you know the, what's it called? Would be for the art, the quotation marks, but just the single quotation marks to make emphasis on the word art.
okay,
Yeah. I'll type it, can I, is it okay if I type it in the chat? If that's okay?
okay. Um,
Just, yeah. If around the word art, just put two quotation marks, just single quotation marks, so we can just make emphasis on the word art.
no quotation. It like no.
And yeah, just one, perfect. And another one on the right side of the.
Okay.
Sorry about that. I think my internet is slow. Okay, that's good. When someone says the word art, interpret as a group of aesthetic figures. Sounds or images.
Aesthetic figures. What
Oh, that's
can?
good. Have a communicative ability that always. And let's make transmits. You can put an S on transmits since we want to make it continuous
Okay.
on transmits. Perfect. An idea and a feeling. Good. Now that was a good sentence.
And a feeling. Yes.
And a feeling. One thing we can take off the article when we say the history. We can just say history without the.
Okay.
Yeah. Same thing with art. If you want, we could say just art.
Okay.
Really, when we use sort of nouns in this case, we don't need the article. That's okay. And
Okay.
assigned has two S's. The word assigned has assigned two S's. Perfect.
Okay.
Just take a look. And a lot of people, since um, people is plural, we can say have tried. Have instead
Oh,
of has. Perfect. And tried with an I. I uh, E and good. I've tried to search another meaning that complement inspiration. Let me just read over real quick.
okay. And we are going to start with the other
Perfect.
part.
Just sorry, one more quick thing. Compliments. Let's just add an S to the word complement. Compliments.
Okay.
Singular. Perfect. That's good.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Perfect.
And
Go ahead.
completes their inspiration. All of people has their an art, and they, I don't know why I put it.
Okay.
They and they express ideas through this, even if there is a lot of kind of art, as are the architecture, the sculpture, the painting, the music, the poetry, literature,
Poetry. That's good.
literature,
And
photography,
literature.
literature,
Literature. Literature. That was good.
literature. Okay.
Yep.
Photography or photography,
Photography.
photography.
Photography. Good emphasis.
The cinema, but some
And
people think
cinema.
that
Okay.
the cinema
Sorry, internet is slow today, but
think
can you
that
hear us?
uh, but some people think that those only is a part that of probably exist because the human has the ability of always open his mind and create new thoughts,
Hmm.
so that the human always is going to search a new meaning for the art.
Awesome. That's a good, deep sort of meaning there. Let's just start with the beginning. I would say when you start off the sentence, all of people, I think you could just take out. You could just say all people
Okay,
or all the people, how you would prefer.
okay, all people or
Yeah. Sorry, my internet's slow for some reason. Okay. All people.
mhm.
And Nicholas, what are you trying to say there? Have art. When you say has there an art,
Yes, they all
yeah.
of us have all of us have an different art, and we express different ideas and thoughts, uh, or the meaning that of the art that we have.
Okay, all people has their art and they express ideas through this. Okay, I think maybe you could say all people. Let's just take a look. What word could we use there?
Okay,
Maybe we could say all people have art without
okay.
incorporate art. All people incorporate art
All
in
people.
their life. Yeah, in a sense that they express ideas. Yeah, incorporate. I know that would be that's correct. Just that would be INCOR, and instead of the ED, ATE. A
Uh,
is in alpha, as in Tom, and E.
could you write it in the chat, please? Great.
If anything, I'll write through the chat. That's a good tool there.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think what you're trying to say there is people use art, I guess in this case, in their lives in a way that they express ideas. So we could say all people incorporate art
Okay.
in a sense that, in a sense,
Incorporate that in.
Wrote in the
Mm,
chat in case, or however you want. If you want to let me know what you were trying to say there, I would say in a sense that they express ideas through this.
you can use and or only they express ideas. Hello.
Yep, sorry, Nick. I think my internet was cutting out. I can hear you.
Okay.
We just take
Sometimes
a look.
your voice disappear or I don't know. I can't understand you well, but
Right.
we are.
Yeah, sorry. I think is it back now? I think my internet was cutting out for some reason.
Okay. There is no problem.
Yeah,
So
this is weird. I really recently had there was a tech visit the other day, and they said my internet was working fine, but it seems to be very slow.
yeah, sometimes my internet is like
Just doing a speed test real quick.
yes.
So,
So go on.
yep. And I think for now, if you want, so all people incorporate art in their lives, I guess, or in the sense that in their lives. I think that would be the, I guess, main point here, the pragmatic sort of take on art.
Their
That would be
lives.
lives with a V, V as in Victor, lives. That would be V as in Victor, lives, in
Okay.
their lives.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm just doing a quick speed test. Oh, okay. In their lives, and they express ideas through this, even if there is a lot of, yeah, I think we could say even if there are lots of kinds of art,
Okay.
even if there are lots of kinds of art,
Mm-hmm. Kinds.
of art. Sorry, that art. And I think we can take off as are. We can take off as are. So, yeah, so it could sound a bit better.
It's take.
Yeah, delete as are.
Okay.
Yeah, you can erase as are. Good, and that's a good colon there.
Could you write it in the
Oh,
chat?
sure. Yeah, let me just. Oh no, no, that's okay. I think you did it. You erased. All people incorporate art in their lives, express ideas through this, even if they're. Oh yeah, let's use are, but instead of is, let's say through this, even if there are lots of kinds. Lots
Okay.
of kinds.
In
Sorry, on the left. Even are lots of kinds.
lots of kinds of art
Even
are.
if there are. Here, let me just. I'll take a.
Yes. If there are. Yes.
Yeah, there are. Let me just. There. But no,
Okay.
you can take off if there are. I meant before sentence. So let's
Uh,
take it from the beginning. All people incorporate art in their lives, and they express ideas through this, even if there are lots of kinds, since it's plural.
in their art.
On the left side of lots of kinds on the left side.
Okay. In their.
If there are. No, that was okay. That was okay.
If there are a lot
Perfect. Yes.
kinds of
And
art.
take off is. Erase is a. You can erase is and the word a.
Even if there is
There are.
here.
Yep, you can take that off. No, the other there. And take off a. Take off a and there. Perfect. And just before lots. Before lots, take off the letter A. Yeah. Before
Okay.
lots. Perfect. Yes, there we go.
Okay. Thank
Just because it was plural, and now it makes, I would say, more sense.
you. Okay.
Lives and they express ideas through this. There are lots of kinds of art. And that's, I think that would be a good sentence structure because you're making a list. So the colon for it works fine. You want to take away the spaces before the colon, just so it
Okay.
good. And one thing, Nicholas, I wanted to see your perspective. Would you say it's better to take off the article since for sorts of nouns, since you could just say architecture, sculpture, painting, music, poetry, literature, without using the article. In this case, the word the.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think it would flow a bit better since in English we don't really say the school, the sculpture, the architecture. We just say the noun straight away.
Like only
Good.
I have to
Yeah.
use only article with when it's starting the like the numeration of the words.
That's right. Yes. Basically, we don't need to repeat the article. Like in Spanish is el or la. In
Uh-huh.
English, we can just say the word right away.
Okay. Thank you. Again.
So, for example, the, let's write it out.
I have a question, Brian. When we are, I don't know how do you say enlistando, we are writing like this. We can use the article always.
No, we don't. That's a good question. No, just to be clear, to clarify, for example, let me write out in the chat. We can just make a list without using a, the, them, for example. We just make a list of what we
Oh,
want to say without using any sort of in Spanish would be yeah, and just make a full list: architecture, sculpture, painting, music, poetry, etc. Since it sounds a bit better, since in English it really you only use when you want to make some sort of emphasis on a word.
okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yep, that's good. Same
Architecture.
thing with art. For example, the title says the art. That's okay, but I would recommend, and it's always a bit better to just say art or sort of
Oh, okay.
description. That's right.
So here in the I don't know how do you say the title.
Correct. Just art.
Art. Yeah.
Perfect. Sounds much better. And yeah, because in English we don't really use those sorts of articles, I guess, in this case, if I'm not mistaken. That's good.
Thank you.
Good, good. All right. I think we can just, after this, we can just take a look. Some of the spelling, I think it's because of the autocorrect. It's changed, for example, literature with an A at the end.
Oh,
Yep. And sculpture.
the sculpture is
Yeah.
with
Perfect. And I think literature took off the E again. That word is always kind of tedious. I think it's
in
just, yeah, but good so far. And cinema, that's good. Awesome. Just read it over so all people incorporate as a title.
okay,
So I
but
think we're almost done that paragraph.
and here it's correct use the command. How do you say that?
Let me just take a look. Sorry, my screen froze. There we go. Okay. The semicolon. That would be a semicolon. That's okay. Just if we want to, then let's make the B on but lowercase.
Okay.
Lowercase. Good. No, it's good. Semicolons, when implemented correctly, they can work. And I think you've done a very good job there.
Okay.
If you want to read that over again, and I'll just make sure to follow along.
Those only
What some people think that those. In that sentence, when you say some people think, are you making reference and to the previous stated list objects, or
okay. They think that uh, that is not is the only ones kinds of art that exist in the moment. So they think,
hmm. All right, let me just take a look. Hmm. Oh, I see. So are you trying to say that those previous, well, I guess in this case, stated courses or activities such as painting and music, those are the only ones that exist due to the fact that humans have the ability to perhaps think of other ideas or other ways to express art.
yes.
Okay. Okay, one thing real quick, ability, we can just take off the H since ability is spelled just Ability. Yeah,
Oh,
in Spanish it's with an H, but no, in English without it. You can erase the H.
okay.
But right, so let's start then from the but. But some people think that I think we can say these instead of those.
Okay.
Making these. Sorry, no, that would be I spelled it out in the chat that these
Okay.
THESE these.
Oh, yes.
You can take a look at the yeah, I think you know it. Yeah, that's good. Good. People think that these, but these only. Hmm. Some people think that these only are. I think we could say are a part. That these only are a part. That these
Oh,
only are
did only are
are
did only do.
a part. Good.
Okay.
Of what though? Of the full. One second.
I had a problem trying to express this idea in English because in
Okay.
Spanish it's different. So I can tell you in Spanish the idea and you could correct me this because I think
Okay.
that doesn't have any sense.
Certainly. Yeah, I think it's always good to mix up languages when we're learning another one.
Okay,
So how would it be in Spanish? Let's see if I can get it.
since here, okay. Algunas personas piensan que estos son los únicos, los únicos tipos de
Yeah, if,
arte que probablemente.
yeah, if you want, you can write it out in Spanish or say it. That's okay. So I could have a better sense of it. Yeah, how would it be in Spanish? And yeah, yeah, perfect. Open up the parentheses.
Mhm. Yes, it's basically that.
Awesome. That makes sense. I'll just read it out in my mind. Right. That makes much more sense.
Yes.
Okay. So I think you're trying to make a sort of a contingency on the fact that some people think that regard to the previous stated objects, there are more types of arts. So we could say some people think that these aren't, I think we could say aren't the only,
Okay.
aren't as in, yeah, that would be, let me just spell it out in the chat, aren't
Okay.
or aren't.
Ah, aren't.
Good, yeah. The only types of forms, I guess. Only, yeah. But some people think that these art forms, I think we forms.
Forms.
I know, yep, these aren't, no, I think, no, that was okay. You could leave it, these forms, but some people think that these art forms, that would
Uh-huh.
be the first aren't, you could just, that was okay, art. Good. But these art forms aren't the only, some people think that these art forms aren't the only ones that exist. I think we could say, if you want, I'll write it out. But some people think
Art forms. All art forms aren't the only ones.
that probably exists, since I think you were trying to make a distinction on the fact that it's a probable cause. Yeah. I think that would be loosely translated so we don't directly interfere with the interpretation that we're trying to give it. But let me know
Yes,
any questions.
that probably exists.
I would say that.
Is right.
That probably exist without the S for the fact. Aren't the only ones that probably exist. And I think we can erase everything up to then because the human. And that was a good explanation of the parentheses. I definitely got it now. Thanks for that.
Okay. Because the human ability always.
Now let's just go into that. And what were you trying to say there? I'll just read it over real quick.
So I erase all of that.
Oh no, sorry, no, that's okay. Let's just read that because the human has the ability of always opening his mind and creating new. I know what you're trying to say there, but if you could just clarify, are you trying to say perhaps humans, or in this case, people, have abilities or sort of ways to openly, in this case, and create new ideas and thoughts? Is that right?
Abilities of make
Okay. Has abilities of
open.
thinking. I think we could say openly. Openly, sorry.
Open.
I'll just type it. Yep. Of thinking openly. Now we can make that some sort of adverb there. And try this, creating new ideas. Creating new ideas.
Creating new ideas.
I think, and if you want to keep thoughts, with new thoughts. With new thoughts.
New thoughts. Okay.
Yeah, that gives it a sort of, I would say, even mystical explanation.
Yes, with new thoughts.
Yeah.
And create new ideas and new thoughts.
Yep.
With new thoughts.
With new thoughts. Good.
With
And one thing at the beginning, just
oh yes.
correct you. I'm not sure what you think of that, Nicholas. I would say at the beginning, we can say because humans have the ability and continue. The rest is okay. Just so it sounds a bit better. It's the same thing. When we say the human, it sounds a bit, I would say,
Yeah,
clunky and
because
go well
humans.
because humans have the ability.
Yes, it's better.
Yep.
Thank you.
Let's just make abilities, make it singular.
Yes.
The ability. Yep. And in that case, we can use the word, the article, because we're making emphasis and we're using it more as a sort of an object in a sense.
Yes.
Good.
Thank you. Of thinking openly and create new ideas and with
Sorry, let's make that the that would be a continuous and creating,
creating.
creating. Yeah. That word is very funny. It always puts a tilde on the e
Yes.
and on the o. My screen is lagging.
Is good now.
Sorry, I think my screen froze. One sec. There we go. Yep. Opening
Create
new
new
ideas.
with new thoughts.
Yeah, we can take off if and new ideas with new thoughts. New ideas with new thoughts.
Okay.
We can erase the word and. Good.
Okay.
Yep. So that humans are always, or we could say are going to always search a new meaning for art. In art, I guess. Just one all, yeah. That, that we, just take a look.
Thinking of
always. Humans are going to search.
I can say search or looking forward.
No, I think if you want, type it out. See what idea you had there. We can correct. Yep. If you ever have an idea, go ahead, put it out. So we can see if, how it goes. I put an idea in the chat if in case you want to have an idea of what I would say.
So that humans are going to search.
Yeah. And I
Humans.
put, I guess in this case, the condition, I put it after, since it's a bit better to say are going to search always for a new. And then,
Searches
yeah.
of art.
And I said meaning in art. I'll just give a quick explanation. Since we are looking for something, we can look
Mhm.
for something in something, if that makes sense. So the meaning in art sounds a bit better in, I guess, for an article.
Okay, thank you so much.
Awesome. I think we can just, you can take off now the Spanish part, right? The parentheses in Spanish.
Oh no, I don't have
Oh,
the.
so I meant where it says in Spanish, algunas personas.
Oh yes.
Or do you want to leave that there since the article is in English?
Yes, I think that.
Okay, let's just take a look. Should we read once or what do you want to do in that case?
Okay. So like as Johnny can't join in the video call, he sent me his article.
Okay,
I'm going to check it
all right,
and
awesome.
if you about it.
Okay,
So let me check again. Let me a moment.
um,
That because my internet in my computer sometimes is slowly.
oh, it's okay. Yeah, same with mine. Specifically, internet speed, connectivity. I think maybe it's because it was raining.
Oh, it's raining there. Um, yes, it's loading. Look, so I'm going to share it.
Okay,
Space travel. Could you watch my screen?
Perfect. Yep. There we go. Space travel. Awesome.
Okay. So I'm going to read, or you prefer that start with the corrections?
Oh, no, I think that's okay. If you want, you can start reading, so we get a sort of feel of the sentence. So you can go
Okay,
ahead.
I'm going to read.
All right.
Call travel we call space travel to those trips that leave the atmosphere and catch up the exterior space. When these trips are enough long to overtake the orbit of the Earth and its satellite, we say that it is a interplanetary travel. While
Okay.
when the travel get out on the solar system, we call it an interstellar, oh,
Interstellar.
interstellar trip.
Good. Okay. That was pretty solid, and that's quite interesting to read. Space travel. So I would say,
Yes, I think so. Space travel is better, no? Or is good.
I think at the beginning we could say something like this. For example, space travel refers to, for example, sorry, one second.
Space travel refers to.
Yeah, that would sound better since in English, I think I see where you were trying to, or where the article was trying to go there. But when we say we call, it's better to say refers. Sounds a bit better. Space travel refers to those trips. That capital.
This capital and strips.
Good. Space travel refers to that leave the atmosphere. And I think when you say catch up, to what are you referencing, or to what are you referring in that case when they catch up? Oh no,
The,
sorry, Nicholas, that was okay. We can leave to those strips. Refer to those strips. That was good. Yeah, because that would be kind of a voyage. Okay. That leave the atmosphere and catch up. Say and enter exterior space and enter.
okay.
Yeah, and enter exterior space. Good. That's good. No, just that would be okay. Just enter and enter exterior space.
And enter?
Basically, enter. Yeah, that's good. Perfect. And
Okay.
enter space. And good. When these, I think we could use the plural. When these trips, since it's plural. When these trips, THESE.
When this trips.
Yeah,
The. Oh, yes.
yeah, remember, just this would be more of a singular use. So when trips are long enough, in that case, we can flip the words. Are long enough.
Are long enough.
Long enough. Yeah. I want to flip it over. Long enough to overtake. Once again, yeah, we can take off the article. We can just say to overtake orbit.
Okay.
Orbit. Good. When these trips are long enough to overtake. Oh, sorry. No, I think you were right there. I thought perhaps it said Earth after the fact. No, to overtake the orbit of the Earth. In that case, since
So it's correct to say the orbit of the Earth?
yes, sorry, that was you had it fine there. That was my mistake. Good.
Okay.
The orbit of the Earth and its satellite. We say that it is an interplanetary travel. And in this case, we can take off and we say that we say that it is interplanetary. Yeah, take off and. You can erase and.
Is
Good.
interplanetary travel.
Interplanetary travel. Since we're not making use to an object there, it's just a thing. What is it? Interplanetary travel. Good. We say
Okay.
it is interplanetary travel. While when the travel get out, okay, and I see this was a sort of a different clause. While when travel, hmm, to see what we're trying to say there.
When the travel get.
I think we could say when the travel, or in this case, when the trip, well, let's just say something like the voyage. When the voyage exits,
Okay.
instead of travel, say voyage. I think that would sound better in space terms.
What is the meaning of voyage? Voyage.
Oh yeah, voyage is just, I think basically, well, personally, I've read of it in space travel. It has to do with trips, but in this case, trips. So it would be a sort of long, um, sort of distance trip. In this case, something that also takes place with, I would say, increased speeds and velocities, as is in space travel.
Okay. Voyage exists. So while when voyage exists out or get out or without get out. And here is right. Of this way is right. So Brian left the hangout. I'm going to wait for him 5 minutes. I think he's getting problems with his internet.
Hi there, Nicholas.
Yes, I am
About
here.
that, my I think they cut out the lights here, the electricity, and
Um,
I'm using my phone's data plan right now as a hotspot because my internet's cut out for some reason. This is weird. The electricity went out all of a sudden for this neighborhood.
oh man,
Yeah.
that is for is raining.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe I would say maybe the electricity personnel, I don't know, working on some light poles or something like that. So the lights just went out. Good thing I'm on my laptop. So the laptop has battery, and my phone has the hotspot. So that's okay. We can continue if you want. Sorry about that.
So we can finish with the first paragraph because that is a long article. So we
Correct.
he if something he is going to send you if he have mistakes you can correct him.
Oh, that's okay. Yes, if you want, always send me any sort of material. You can send it via WhatsApp, since it's better for WhatsApp, or
Okay.
and we can correct it there.
So we finish in.
Oh, sure. Like we can just finish the first paragraph if you want, and just let me know if that would be all for today. That's okay.
So thank you so much, Brian, for help us again. Remember,
Definitely.
you are helping us with our social project, and you
Awesome.
are a very important part of this in this moment. So I hope to hear you the next class or the next meeting. So probably you can work with other junior coaches.
Okay. Oh, yes. I think I've worked with some other junior coaches, and I must say it's very pleasing to work with you. It's very nice. Good work.
Thank you so much. I think so that because you are just playing very well.
Awesome.
Even
Oh, that's good. That's the idea. And
even your
good to hear from you.
internet is something breakdown.
Yes, no, it's definitely. I'm gonna take a look since I have Tigo. So I need to call Tigo to see what happened because my internet's never been that bad. Actually, my data plan is actually working better, has faster download speed than the Wi-Fi. So that's definitely an issue for our future classes. I'll make sure that's fixed. Not to worry about that.
Yes, but doesn't matter. I learn a lot of things with you, so I hope to hear you again or see you again, and you know that you can ask to us whatever you want or something like that about our projects, about people, about sites. You know that you can.
Awesome. I would be interested perhaps in one day going to the physical, I guess would say campus or site, and we could maybe.
Yes,
But that could be in the future, not to worry. If anything, yep, just send me any material via WhatsApp or Facebook if you ever need something, and I'll be there. If I'm not busy, not I'll make some time for it.
okay, so
Okay.
thank you so much again, and see you. Thank
All
you.
right, Nicholas. Okay, take care. Bye bye. You're welcome.
Bye.